Now let's take a look at the Indonesian stock market today on Wednesday. The Indonesian composite index was down 0.2%. For the full report and analysis, let's turn to Jessica Wulandari reporting from the Indonesian Stock Exchange.
Jakarta Composite Index closed 0.21% lower today. It was led by basic industry sector, which was down 0.96%. The domestic sentiment which affected index was the trade balance in February was at $5.48 billion, boosted by an unexpected drop in imports. February's trade surplus also marked an increase from January's $3.87 billion and was the biggest since October. Exports in February rose 4.51% annually, while imports fell by 4.32% annually. Indonesia has enjoyed a trade surplus for 34 months on the back of high commodity prices, but economists warn that easing prices could result in narrowing surplus. Investors also wait for Bank Indonesia, which will decide on an interest rate policy, which is projected to remain at the level of 5.75%. And Jakarta Composite Index was up rebound on optimism of contagion risk from Silicon Valley Bank being contained, and the U.S. inflation print for February was in line with expectation at annualized 6% rise. Heading to the release, market had widely expected the Fed to approve another 0.25 percentage point increase to its benchmark federal funds rate. That probability rose following the CPI report, which traders now pricing in about an 85% change that the Fed will hike the rate by a quarter point. However, the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank over the past several days paved the way a more restrained view for monetary policy. And those sentiments also impact rupiah, which was slightly up 0.06% to 15,370 as investors dialed back expectations for U.S. rate cuts as fear of a banking crisis a bit and another stubbornly high inflation print landed. On the other hand, spot gold was down 0.25% to 1,906. While oil prices were recovered from the previous day's plunge. It was due to China's industrial output rose 2.4% in the January to February period. Therefore, WTI crude oil was traded 1.28% higher and Brent rose 1.21%. Now let's move on to the top losers and top gainers of the day. The top losers were Dewi Sri Farmindo, Indus Semen Tunggal, and Bintang Samudra Lines. Meanwhile, the top gainers of the day were Petrindo Jaya Kreasi, Perintis Trinity Property, and Aviana Sinar Abadi. And tomorrow, index expected in the range of 6,600 until 6,700, while rupiah will be in the range of 15,390 until 15,430. I am Jessica, reporting for MGN.